looking at the Temptation himself, Shaun Tempers. And this man has been something else in the National Wrestling Alliance, holding the title for a very long time. And as you mentioned, he has his own spray, and he is spraying himself at this moment.
In fact, he says the Temptation scent for men contains a small amount of his man essence.
Wow.
In every can. So fans, if that's an incentive to buy, race to your favorite store and get Temptation for Men.
Can you bottle that?
I have no idea. By the way, if you do go to YouTube and you search for Temptation for Men, you will see the commercial for that product.
Wow. And did you endorse that product?
I did not. No, I did not.
And Cedric Alexander, a great challenger here. We've seen him here for a long time, in and out as he travels all over the world. But Cedric Alexander, a young lion in this sport that certainly can get the job done and could indeed upset Shaun Tempers right here for the title.
Saw him in a tremendous match not that long ago with his ROH tag team partner, Caprice Ice Coleman. They took on Jimmy Rave and Kyle Matthews in a first-round match. Jimmy Rave and Kyle Matthews victorious in that match. Cedric Alexander back here for this North American title match because elsewhere within the National Wrestling Alliance, he's been extremely popular and also successful in singles competition.
I was talking with him last time we were here, and he's talking about a lot of times people assume that he's just a tag team wrestler, but of course, we know better. We know he's an outstanding singles competitor as well.
Very much so. In fact, just last night, he was at the NWA Anarchy promotion in singles competition.
So we're going to see right now Cedric Alexander if he can unseat the reigning NWA North American champion. This Shaun Tempers, first time I've seen him in action. I've heard a lot about him. Certainly has a lot of self-esteem, I think you would say.
Very much so. A lot of history with Shaun Tempers and the National Wrestling Alliance. He was a multiple-time Georgia area tag team champion, teamed at the time with Ace Rockwell. Broke free on his own, was associated with various groups, including the Devil's Rejects, the NWA Elite, continued in his solo run and managed to become not only the North American champion, but he's also the current reigning NWA Anarchy heavyweight champion simultaneously, Ben.
And we know that being that champion and in the history of the National Wrestling Alliance, that North American Heavyweight Championship has always been a top contender, one of the best contenders for the NWA World Heavyweight title.
One of the top singles titles in the National Wrestling Alliance, the national title, one of the others that are the stepping stone toward the world title, currently held by Colt Cabana. Boom Boom Colt Cabana, the current champion there. He's in an ongoing feud with Scrap Iron Adam Pearce. We've seen both of those competitors here at Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Major Leagues of Professional Wrestling, sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance. And Rampage Pro Wrestling's on the air. Glad you joined us here, whether you're on Fox 24, Cox Communications, or My41 TV. We invite you live here to the arena. You see all the great action here, pumping now on that arm and full arm twist into a static wrist lock here by Shaun Tempers.
Notice Shaun Tempers does not rush anything, controls his man, takes his time. We've talked about it before. When you're a major champion of the National Wrestling Alliance, your job is to hang on to that title and move on to the next match, next competitor. You have a different person every night, in a different town. It's really hard to maintain that schedule. So you're not out there to try to necessarily win the match. You're out there to survive in the match. It's Cedric Alexander that has to defeat him to become champion, not the other way around.
Absolutely right. Time limit draw will not change the title, neither will disqualification or count out. And this man right here is the man to beat, and Cedric right now has him down. Good stomp now, full on twist now on Tempers, and locks the wrist. Snap mare with one hand by Cedric Alexander.
Then forces that hand down with one foot. Looks like he's going to do some damage to the other. Now encouraging the crowd to join in as he drops a knee solidly on the arm of Tempers, goes right back, puts pressure on the part he just impacted. You can see Tempers is already feeling it and is trying to turn into his man, take some pressure off that arm. He does that successfully, backs him up into the near corner. Now referee D. Byers calling for the break.
And we'll see if Tempers gives a clean break. He does not. Shoulder tackle as the referee tries to back the man up now and warning him about these shortcut tactics. And now grabbing Cedric. Looks like he's going to shoot him across, all the way across. Cedric up and over now, and Tempers hits the turnbuckle. Arm drag, takedown, spin on the arm by Cedric Alexander.
Real deep arm drag took him over hard, right back into the mat. Tell you, we've got some of the best referees in the National Wrestling Alliance here, and with the addition of Dee Byers, a senior official here in the state of Georgia, now coming in to join this roster. We had the referee of the year here, and now we've got 3 of the best referees. And, you know, with the caliber of competition, the quantity of title matches that come to Rampage Pro Wrestling, it's essential that we have the best officiating.
Absolutely. Arm drag takedown now throws the man off. Leapfrog there by Cedric, up and over by Tempers. A flying drop kick from standing position by Cedric Alexander.
That was somewhat phenomenal.
Great maneuvering here, and Cedric now is fired up and ready. Charging in now.
Nobody home.
Stopped himself. Caught him with a back elbow.
Now up to the top, but a mistake there. Tempers is not a man to turn your back on. He is constantly aware of his ring position no matter the damage you've done to him. And now he's got Cedric Alexander in a bad way as he goes to the outside and takes advantage of that position to put pressure on both the back and the neck of Cedric Alexander, who's caught in a tree of woe. Alexander needs to try to flip himself out of this maneuver as quickly as he possibly can and get himself out of this pressure situation, because Tempers, there, and he does that right there, Ben.
Showing the blood rushing to the head of Cedric Alexander, and the brunt of punishment applied to his head, and now slowly and methodically coming back into the ring is Shaun Tempers. And this man's always in control. If you notice the man, he likes to stay in control of his man and in control of himself in a match. Drops an elbow to the back of the head now with Cedric Alexander. And on the ropes now with a choke, referee calls for a break. As that forearm plastered right into the back of the head and cutting off that air supply on Cedric Alexander. Elbow by Cedric. And another tried to escape here from the clutches, but elbow cuts him off. And Cedric now on the ropes in a bad way. And it's Shaun Tempers putting the boots now, and a knee now across the throat. And again, the referee, Dee Byers, we're just talking about the importance of the referee's job. He is certainly working very hard in this championship match.
Telling Shaun Tempers that he's going to disqualify him. Tempers really doesn't care if he gets disqualified. We've talked before about the fact that's not going to cost him the title. Might cause him a little bit of frustration from an NWA standpoint, but he doesn't really care as long as he walks away with that title. And whether it's a win or whether it's disqualification, count out, whatever it happens, he's willing to walk away no matter what. It's Cedric Alexander has to fight back as he is. Drop toe hold, takes down Alexander, floating over, and now Tempers behind, catches him, wrenching the neck and the head over to one side, an angle that neck should not have to go.
Standing over his man and applying the pressure downward and twisting that neck. Could be a submission hold right here. And look at the way he twists that head to the side. And the referee, Dee Byers, right on top of the action scene if there's a submission. Cedric Alexander not giving up, not quitting. And the fans rally behind this young man now. And backs the man into the corner. Could be his way to escape here. Elbow by Cedric and another by Alexander. And that time, cut him off with the trunks. Caught him with a back suplex. Covers him lateral press, 2 count, hooked the leg. And still Cedric fights out. And it's the complaint by the champion that the 3 count should have been in place. It's not why the referee saw it. We didn't see the same thing either. And now Cedric set up.
Looks like he's going to go for a backslide instead. No, elevates him, putting a lot of pressure on that back, and now taking advantage. He has the chin, he's putting it on the neck also. Dangerous situation for Alexander. Tempers has him totally compromised here. Alexander trying to support some of the weight to take it off of this guillotine-esque maneuver. Now manages to force himself back into the corner. Tempers right after him. Solid forearm to the face over in that corner.
And Cedric is down, and he's not out, but he certainly is in a bad way now, and the champion is shining now, showing why he is the reigning NWA North American champion. And another shoulder tackle, and deep into the gut now. And look at the referee trying to come between them. Certainly not a safe position for a referee.
Now referee Dee Byers taking his job seriously. We talked about that earlier. Forcing the champion back, trying to get the separation after the 5 count. He does not want to disqualify the champion because that cost Cedric Alexander his opportunity. So Dee Byers doing everything he can to keep this thing in the ring and to keep this match going.
Being a referee is a thankless job most often. And now charging in and caught with a boot by Cedric Alexander, and has the champion staggered. again. Caught him with that step up enziguri kick.
And we could hear that all the way over here as he comes off with a clothesline. Now Tempers rocking back elbow, takes Tempers down, back to his feet. His Tempers only to go down again with a clothesline. Alexander wants him one more time. Reverse heel kick, comes off the ropes. Double drop kick, takes him low and takes him down.
And now another renewed interest here as Cedric Alexander still saying he's not out of this contest. Do not count this man out, but wait a minute. Don't seem over. Cedric catches himself and plasters a right hand on Tempers.
Springboard, catches him with a DDT, takes him down. Tempers tried to fight it, unsuccessfully rolls out of the ring, trying to find a little bit of his bearing right there. Turns and flying is Cedric Alexander. Takes him down. Alexander, what an amazing move that was, Ben.
I was about to say that Shaun Tempers was smart to get out of the ring, but not so smart after he was followed up by Cedric.
D-Byers rolls in a little bit late. There's one, there's two, but no!
Could have had a new champion right there, but the referee did the best he could, got in there as quick as he could, but he was out of position.
Referee D-Byers doing his best to stay with the action right there, though that momentary moment, a 3-second count, extended by 1 or 2 seconds for D-Byers to get in position.
Had the front face lock now, sets him up for a suplex.
Blocked.
Good reverse there and stop by Shaun Tempers.
Hooks him, has a neck breaker set up. Oh my, hit every bit of it.
Popped him good that time. That had to hurt the spine right there. And 1, 2, 3, that's all she wrote. A stunning move that time by the champion and still champion, the NWA North American heavyweight champion,
Shaun
the Temptation Shaun Tempers. He is successful here in his debut at Rampage Pro Wrestling. We hope to have him again